Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the LUNSB Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Sunday morning. It's 10:30-ish. It's time for the Supplemental. We get together every Sunday morning at 10:30 and we do three things. We talk about your national days of the week. We talk about a community, a comedy, or a charity event we want you to know about. We wrap things up with the fan favorite portion of the episode, This Week in History, trivia style. We just get together and we have some fun. That's what we do. And as you could tell, today is a special day for me. Let's get things started with your national days of the week. Starting with tomorrow, Monday, January 12th. It's National Clean Off Your Desk Day. My desk is a mess. I got a pile here, I got a pile there, here a pile, there a pile, everywhere a pile. I got my piles. Isn't that a sickness? Isn't piles like an illness? Anyway, on my desk I have my piles. I don't use the cabinets. Things get lost in cabinets. So you keep things in a pile. Eventually you have to look at the pile and go through the pile. And then the piles become your own form of organization. Like, I know what's in this pile, and I know what's in that pile, and the thing I'm looking for is in none of those piles. But on Monday, January the 12th, gives you an opportunity to rearrange your mess. You know, move that pile over here, and move that pile over here, and straighten them up, and look through them, and try to decrease the size of the pile. Pile! That's a throwback to the old days. And another thing that you rarely do on a desk that you work at all the time, give it a dusting. Give it a quick sanitization. Rub some Clorox on it. Get the Clorox genies out. Because with a Clorox genie, you get the wipes and you rub on things. And you rub on things and you make wishes. Like, it's going to get better. I wish it would get better. I wish it would get better. On Monday, January 12th, National Clean Off Your Desk Day. To your comments. Yes, that was a Gomer Pyle reference I did there, Robert. Sorry about your Panthers, man. And sorry about the Packers for someone else we know. And look, let's go, Buffalo. A little shady. I'm a little shafty, a little shifty. All right, short of any other comments, I'll pick the day. Got it. And start this. Shut up. I'm about to ban you, Taney. Done with you. Tuesday, January 13th is National Korean American Day. And I don't know why. I don't know why Korean American Day exists, but I lived in Korea, and I have many Korean friends that are actual Koreans. I'm starting to think of now. I'm piecing together. Oh yeah, Korean American. Oh yeah. Also Korean American. Oh, Korean American. So I have a lot of Korean American friends, and I have no idea how to celebrate National Korean American Day with them. I could go to Bongchong and get them some Korean fried chicken from a chain restaurant. That's not an insult. Bongchong makes amazing Korean fried chicken. Or we could go to the Coop. Get it? Because that's where you keep the chickens. The Coop, right off Carlisle Pike there. They have very good Korean fried chicken. You know what? I am tempted to go to the Coop right now. As soon as we finish up here, just run to the Coop, get some Korean, really hot and spicy barbecue chicken, fried chicken, to watch. Excuse me, We're not going to call it chicken. It's buffalo wings. To get some buffalo wings from my favorite Korean place to eat today in anticipation of Tuesday, January 13th, National Korean American Day. Hey, for the Korean American in your life, do something special for them. A hearty handshake, a good pat on the back, a wonderful hug, or other more intimate means. Do something for your Korean American friends on Tuesday, January 13th, National Korean American Day. To the comments. Yeah. Don't elaborate on your Hanover adventure. You don't elaborate on your Hanover adventure very much. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about on the Hanover adventure, but I do discuss the Hanover adventure a little bit in an upcoming episode of the LUNSB Show, which you have not heard yet. So there's that. National Don Beebe Day. Man, what a great player. What a great player who was ejected on the first play of his last game in the NFL. What a way to go out. I'll never forget that. No. That wasn't Don Beebe. Don Beebe was concussion protocol. Don Beebe was the first one to play with a pillow on top of his helmet. Steve Tasker was the one who was ejected on the first play of his last game. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like many conversations I have with my wife, James, I don't know what you're talking about if you just give me like 2 or 3 words, because I'm not in your head. So if it's not a conversation that we're having and you just throw out a couple of words, I don't know what you're talking about or what you're thinking about. But I can tell you, I am trying to edit, and I will get out the episodes as quick as I can get them out. And if you want them out quicker, you need to start paying me money. You want these out quicker? You give me money, and I will have an obligation to do those things. But currently, that is not our arrangement. You get all of this quality entertainment for free when I get to it. I'm doing this for you, Damien. Wait, I should say that later. Wednesday, January 14th is National Hot Pastrami Day. I love pastrami. And a couple of slices heated up nicely, covered with some Swiss cheese. Laid down on some toasted rye bread. And, I don't know, maybe if you got a little bit lying around, a little sauerkrauting, and maybe some Thousand Island dressing, a toothpick, and a pickle. I call that the Nopolis. That's a special sandwich that I invented, that only I invented, called the Nopolis. Again, rye bread, hot pastrami, melted Swiss, sauerkraut, and a pickle and a toothpick. That sounds delicious. I don't want to talk about food so much because I'm getting hungry. I like it. However you choose to consume hot pastrami, give yourself an extra slice. On Wednesday, January 14th, National Hot Pastrami Day. It's like watching a dubbed martial arts movie. Just to hit audio. Okay. To your comments, and that is correct. On rye is delicious. You give him money and he give you happy ending. Yes, you did a show on Friday. During that show, you said that you would elaborate about your adventure. I will, and I have in the most recent episode of the LUNSB Show. And I know the LUNSB Show hasn't been out since December. The end of December, after the Tibbs Eve special, is traditionally when we take a short hiatus, a little bit of a break, if you will. And we did. And I'm going to tell you, it's much like when you're doing anything. If you're doing something and doing something and doing something and doing something, and then you decide to take a break, you shouldn't have taken the break. Because especially if it's intensive, if like you're really into something, but you just give yourself a break, it's so hard to get back into it. And I want to, and here I am, and we're doing the things just on a schedule that might not suit you. Which again, give me the money, and we'll change things. Yes, I'm going to do that one. Even though it's National Hat Day, and I'm wearing a cool hat, I'm not going to be wearing this hat on Thursday, January 15th, so I'm going to do this instead. Tuesday, January 15th is National Use Your Gift Card Day. Now, gift cards have come a long way since the beginning of gift cards. I know you're going to find that hard to believe. How much more technology do they need in a card that is a gift? They needed a lot because it was just a fancy way of stealing money. It was so well done when they first came out with the gift cards. It was like, hey, you want to do something cool for your friend? Give them this card that they can only spend here, whether they live here or not, or if it's convenient to them, or if they like it or not. Here's $100. But you can only use it for stuff you can find at this place. And in the early stages of gift carding, the moment you purchased the gift card, the timer started. And every day that gift card existed from the moment it was purchased, it started losing value in service fees. Because keeping that gift card on file, well, that takes time, money, and energy. So every day, that gift card would get less and less and less. And then in the T&Cs, because saying terms and conditions is too much anymore, now they just say T&Cs. In the T&Cs, it would be like, after 30 days from purchase, value, half. Service fee, service fee, service fee. After 90 days, value, half. Service fees, service fees, service fees, service fees. And deep down in the bottom prints of the terms and agreements or terms and T&Cs conditions, not valid after 180 days. That was no kidding what a lot of gift cards were doing at the beginning of the gift card craze. Here's $100, but in 180 days, it's worth nothing. Zilch. Nada. I'm not a fan of giving people gift cards. I am a fan of giving people money. Because you could take that money and do whatever you want with that money and go anywhere you want with that money. And you didn't really think about the gift. No, I didn't think about the gift. I thought about you. Here's some money. Go do whatever makes you happy. Sounds like a plan. Turn this $100 bill into 100 ones and go make it rain if that's what makes you happy. Versus a $100 gift card to the Bible store. Okay? So you may think it's thoughtless, but I'm telling you it's muy thoughtful. But if someone has given you a gift card, either give it away to somebody else as a gift, and they have changed the rules on it a lot, okay? It's not going to be service feed out from day one, but it may be service feed out from day starting 180. They're still going to find a way to get you, okay? They're going to find a way. So you got a gift card, treat it as found money. Spend it as quickly as you can spend it. And if you got a bunch of them, look at this. These guys, man. I'm curious. I probably had these for years. I should go on and see what they're worth right now. This company, though, I think they're going to be worth 100% of what they were given. Because they know they're going to get the money. They're going to get the money one way or another. Anyway, Thursday, January 15th, collect all of your gift cards. And go on a spending spree, baby. Have a blast. On Thursday, January 15th, National Use Your Gift Card Day. To the comments, of which I saw a few pop up, I was curious there because pastrami on rye, delicious, hadn't moved up as quickly as I thought it would have. Gift cards suck. Gift cards from Fire Police suck. Fire Police work with fighters, therefore fighters. Okay. James is on a tear today. Money, hell yeah. I'll go get a lot lizard. That's what I'm talking about. Now that's funny. All right, okay, and the feed is still going out on TikTok, simulcast, no problems, only comments from James, which are not a problem. They can be, but they're not. Ooh. Yeah, that's so stupid. That's so stupid. Can I make it funny, though? That's the question. I cannot. I thought about it. I'm working what I'm working with what I got here. Friday, January 16th is National Fig Newton Day. Fig Newtons are not the most delicious cookie ever made. But they're healthy because they've got figs in them. And from the taste of the cookie that surrounds the fig filling, they didn't use a lot of sugar or sweetener or anything that tastes good. I may sound like I'm talking bad about Fig Newtons, and I don't keep them in the house for this one reason. They get ate. I don't know how. If a box of Fig Newtons shows up in the house, I'm like, ugh, Fig Newtons? Come back later like, oh, Fig Newtons? Oh, looks like somebody got into the Fig Newtons. I don't know why. They're kind of an addictive, because it's not a great cookie, but it is an addictive cookie. And you will find yourself one at a time just flipping through Fig Newtons, and the next thing you know, they're all gone. Meanwhile, I've got some Ahoy chocolate chips that have been sitting there for probably 2 years where one cookie has been removed. Because it's tasty and delicious and it's sugary and it's sweet and it's all of the bad things. But a Fig Newton is none of those things. It's made from fruit that comes from a tree and wrapped in dough that they didn't sweeten. I think you can appreciate the Fig Newton, and for no other reason that someone took the day to make it a day. And that day is Friday, January 16th, National Fig Newton Day. More than animal crackers. Like, I love animal crackers. But I have a lot of animal crackers left that I haven't eaten, that I haven't gone through. But Fig Newtons do not last long around me because they're good for you. Winky, winky to your comments. I might leave that last part in. I don't know. Robert likes Fig Newtons. That's cool. You have to meltdown like Bill O'Reilly did on the Believe TV show National Syndicate. Find you they did live TV. They the Family Guy guys. Seth Rogen. The Family Guy people, they did a reenactment of the Bill O'Reilly meltdown on Inside Edition, and it's Stewie playing Bill O'Reilly, and it's absolutely hilarious. You can find it on YouTube. When you were a kid in the 70s, Fig Newtons were decent. Options were less. True story. We didn't have nearly as many cookies as we have now, and Fig Newtons have been a staple for a very, very long time. And the Fig Newtons have experimented along the way. They've done some different flavors. They've done the strawberry Newton and like a grape Newton, and they were not better. Obviously, because I don't think any of them exist anymore. I don't know how many flavors of Newtons are available to you. checking over, and yeah. TikTok is doing exactly what I want it to do, so I'm happy with that. Shut up. I don't know what it is, but I'm working with what I got. Saturday, January 17th, is National Hot Buttered Rum Day. I like butter. I like rum. I don't know how the two work with each other. I don't know how you combine hot butter, which is melted butter, and rum. Do you just... I'm so confused. It's January, and somebody needed a drink, and they had some rum in the house, but it was cheap rum. It was bottom shelf rum. And they got the rum, and they take a swig, and like, that's horrible. What do we got around here that'll make that horrible bottom shelf rum taste better? All I got over here is some freaking melted butter. Is it still hot? Yeah. Let me see it. And they bring over the hot butter, and they pour it in the rum and shake it about and takes a shot, and yeah, that's better. And somehow that became a thing. So somehow hot buttered rum are words that I've heard put together before. I don't know what the catalyst of the invention was. I don't know why somebody would combine those things. They're always trying to combine butter with other things. And I got butter on the brain right now, and I'll tell you why. I live in central Pennsylvania, okay? And right now, we have the farm show. And it is such a big deal. You don't realize how big of a deal the farm show is until you go to the farm show, which I have done in past years. I'm not putting myself through that trauma again. I'm not going through that again. But they got the cows, and they got the tractors, and they got this giant complex that's all for the farm show, and the traffic going to it is ridiculous, and parking went up 50% from last year because they can. It's huge. And the biggest attraction that they have is the butter sculpture, where they have this giant life-size sculpture every year created entirely out of butter. So much butter. But you know what I've never seen at the farm show? Rum. Because if they sold rum at the farm show and they got this giant life-size butter sculpture, shave a little off. Put a little torch to it. You're over in the corner with a little torch on a spoonful of butter and your chivy of rum. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the farm show will be down and closed before we can celebrate that way together on Saturday, January 17th. National Hot Buttered Rum Day. Moving on to your comments. La la la. All right. I have to scroll up, yes, to read down. I saw that one. Cancer, only reason to combine them. Okay. Hot buttered rum is a warm, spiced, and creamy winter cocktail made with dark rum, butter, sugar, spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves mixed with hot water or cider. Thank you, Autistic Intelligence. Thank you, Central Pennsylvania AI. The farm show's not as good as it used to be. Boy, you really come prepared today with your complaints there, Karen Taney. All right. Let's see. Well, it's crazy to watch that happen and check the tick of the tucks. Yeah, we're still. Hey, Mother is over there on the TikToks. I hope you, of all the people, I hope you appreciate that I am taking exactly what you would see on Facebook and now putting it over here on TikTok for very few people, of which one of them is you. But so that you know, I really can't do both. I can't do it all. So How about those? I may read your comments and see your comments, but it's going to be long after there's going to be a delay. No, that's actually a voice from an old Rush Limbaugh commercial. The tuna doesn't taste like it used to. That they should be. And it's we'll try it. We'll try it. I don't know. I'm working here, people. Sometimes it is work. Sunday, January 18th is National Gourmet Coffee Day. I know a little something about coffee. I would consider myself just below a connoisseur. Like, I know coffee. I know what coffee tastes like because I drink coffee. Many other people drink coffee-flavored beverages and call it coffee. The moment you're putting milk and sugar and creamer and spices and nutmeg and hot butter in your coffee, you can call it coffee, but it's just a beverage where coffee is an ingredient. The only way to really know the notes and the tones and the flavors of coffee is to drink it the way God created it. Plain. Just no additives whatsoever to truly embrace all of the work that goes into a cup of coffee, whether it be an espresso, which is just coffee concentrated in a short cup, or whether it be an Americano, which is a full-length coffee, but not concentrated, and no additives, no nothing, no squirts of the squirts. I don't even know what the definition of gourmet coffee would be these days. I do know someone who has some cat poo coffee. And I also know someone who really wants to try the cat poo coffee. I should put those two in touch with one another. I would film that for content. Is that coffee? Is the struggle what makes the flavor real? Did you know all coffee is from Ethiopia? You want to argue with me? I know, because you think you know things that you do not know. They've got the French label. They got other names. They got these things. They got that things. They got all the things. But coffee, the plant, the tree, originated in Ethiopia. Now, they took that to other places, to, Colombia, known for its coffee, and that's all. They took that tree and they took it to different places, and now you can get coffee from all over the world, which is an important lesson. If you have an important resource, don't let people take it home. We were always told that the Japanese gave America all of the cherry blossom trees. I see cherry blossom trees everywhere, and it wasn't just from the couple that they gave us. And tea, I think tea was once restricted to a very small region and then became a giant thing globally. I don't know, nor do I care. I don't know what gourmet coffee is. I do know what coffee is, and I'm going to tell you, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. But if you can think of what gourmet coffee is, I'm interested to hear. And what is your favorite coffee? Also interested to hear. Or coffee-flavored beverage. Tell me about it next Sunday, or before next Sunday, January 18th. National Gourmet Coffee Day. And that concludes the national days of the week. And I realize I love Colombian coffee. Colombia coffee is good coffee. They got good conditions down there for making coffee. My brother would roast his own beans, etc., and honestly thought it tasted awful. I guess I fancy flavor a coffee person. Yeah, you're a coffee-flavored beverage person. All right, James. Let's be mindful of the language, man. Yes, I know what you're saying. I get it. And Yeah, not a lot of other comments on that. We're going to go back over here to the TikTok and see how Stacy's doing. He's doing great. He's still happy about the Rams, so there's that. James decided to pop in with some comments about fire police. And James doesn't volunteer his time at the fire department or the police department or the fire police department. He doesn't volunteer at any of them. But the men and women who do volunteer at the fire police, they're volunteering their time to help others in need. I get it. They get to put lights and sirens on a Ford Escort. I get it. There's some things that they do for themselves. But at the same time, they provide a much-needed service in the community. The East Pennsboro Fire Police is my local guys and girls. These are my local people. We try to support them whenever they're doing their fundraisers, as we do with our fire departments. And if our police department was doing a fundraiser, we'd support them too. With that being said, the next time that we're going to get together for anything outside of the house is 10 days from now. We're going to be at the Texas Roadhouse. We're going to go out there for dinner. It goes from 3 to 10. You go in, you get some food, you run up the bill, and you tell them that you're there to support the East Pennsboro Fire Police. And 10% of your bill will go towards their fundraiser. So we already did the buy the gift card things, and we gave out the gift card things. And now, 21 January, we're going to go to the Texas Roadhouse somewhere between 3 and 10. We're going to sit down. We're going to eat a great meal. We're going to devour some of that amazing bread, have a great steak, have dessert. Going to run up the bill because, remember, 10% of that bill goes to the East Pennsboro Fire Police. And that has been your comedy, community, charity note. I get paid $50 to make you holla wild thing. Because they pay me for my time. Yes, they do pay you, but you don't volunteer. Okay? Can't take credit for that. These people volunteer for free to sometimes stand out there in the cold, wet, miserable conditions. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. All right. Let's go. We are ready. New episode. Here we go. Sunday, National Days of the Week. 1, 2, 3, 4. History quiz. 7 questions. Here we go. 7 questions, multiple choice, medium difficulty, straightforward, no answers included. Now let's get ready. Stop pushing his buttons, James. Yes, Jessica, thank you. Thank you. And now it's time for our fan favorite portion of the show, This Week in History, trivia style. You got 7 questions. That's it. The goal is to go 7 for 7. If you go 7 for 7, I'm telling you right now, you're going to feel better. It's going to make you feel good. Because even though the questions are all multiple choice, and even though they are set to medium difficulty, going 7 for 7 has proven difficult in the previous year. Let's see if 2026 is going to be a little different. Question number 1. On January 4th, 1958, which satellite became the first successfully launched by the United States? Was it Sputnik 1, Explorer 1, Vanguard TV 3, or Telstar? January 4th, 1958, which satellite became the first successfully launched by the United States? Sputnik 1, Explorer 1, Vanguard TV 3, or Telstar? Now, James is popping in with Explorer 1. I am coming over to TikTok to get Mother's answer. If Mother decides to answer, I'm going to get his answer. So James is there with Explorer 1. And wow, the delay is a little bit longer than I was expecting. He has chosen not to answer. He has me on as background noise while he does other things. Robert goes with Telstar. Jessica goes with Explorer. Telstar was super important, so I think it was a later big Comstat. All right. Those of you who said Explorer 1, I tend to agree with you. But Vanguard TV3 sounds like it should be, right? But it's not. And Telstar sounds muy importante, but it's not. And Explorer 1 feels like something we sent very, very far. But, you know, Sputnik didn't have 1 in front of it. It was just Sputnik. So I don't know. I'm going to go with Explorer 1, and I might ruin my weekend right off the bat. Right off the bat with the very first question. Question number 2. On January 5th, 1933, which structure officially opened in San Francisco Bay? January 5th, 1933, what structure officially opened in San Francisco Bay? Was it the Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, which you can abbreviate? You don't have to spell all that. You could just put AFB. AFP, if you just want to put AFP. Was it the Golden Gate Bridge? Was it the Bay Bridge? Or was it Coit Tower? First answer is from James. He says Golden Gate Bridge. Popping over to TikTok to see if Mother's paying attention. He still is not. I think my dog is agitated by something. Robert's going to go with the Golden Gate Bridge. And while we wait for Jessica's answer, I'm going to tell you something really cool. The guy who designed that bridge, he also designed the same styled bridge in Lisbon, Portugal. And it's easier to get pictures of the Lisbon Bridge than it is the San Francisco Bridge because you don't have to go to San Francisco. You know, I'm going to go ending on how those jumped off regretted it. Yes. Golden Gate Bridge. All right, so you three are going to go with Golden Gate Bridge. You did a show not long ago about self-ending and how all those that jumped off regretted it. All those who survived said the moment their hands left the railing, they instantly regretted it. I did talk about that. But I read the question to you. I emphasized a word in it, and I'm going to use that as a clue. I'm going to go with Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary. Final answer. Oh, by the way, if you ever find yourself on a game show and you want to call a friend, call me. I know things. I might not be right. I may be crazy. Question number 3. On January 6, 1912, which U.S. state was admitted as the 47th state? God knows we have gone back and forth between 49 and 50 so many times. The answer is not Greenland. Before any of you try to throw that out, it's not Greenland. January 6, 1912, what U.S. state was admitted as the 47th state? It's my favorite state. Was it New Mexico, Arizona, Oklahoma, or Utah? What state was the 47th state? New Mexico, Arizona, Oklahoma, or Utah? Keep reaching out. I am not typing the answer into Google to find out what it is, just so you know. I'm reaching out to you. What are you doing? You aren't listening. LOL is the message that I send to my friend Mother over there on TikTok. Your answers are coming in. James says Arizona. Jessica says Arizona, as if they both know something I don't know. Robert says Arizona. Wow. 3 people think it's Arizona. I want to agree. It's just. Oh yeah. Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California. The farther. I agree. I think we're all right. I think Arizona is the answer. Question number 4. On January 7th, 1979, which country's leaders were overthrown, leading to a major revolution that year? January 7th, 1979, which country's leader was overthrown, leading to major revolution later that year? I'm not going to give you the multiple choice just yet. I'm going to allow you to try to answer that one without me giving you the multiple choice. It's a surprise, non-multiple choice option question. Temporarily. James pops in with Iran. Iran so far away. And no one else wants to take the bait. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Grande? Robert went with Grande. Was it Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, or Libya? Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Libya. 1979, big deal, major revolution, country overthrown. Mother, are you listening? Mother, are you listening to the things that I say? Waiting on Jessica. Granada was in 1983. And you don't know anything about that other than what you've seen in the movie Heartbreak Ridge. And it was not a revolution. We took them. Robert goes with Libya. Still waiting on Jessica. And she says Libya. Okay. I know the answer. And I hate saying it because that would mean James is right. It is Iran. Of course, we're going to verify together all of the answers at the end. Right now, I'm telling you I know the answer because I know the answer, but I haven't verified the answer. I've been screwed by AI in the past where it's like, no, that wasn't correct. Yes, it was correct, AI. I've proved AI to be wrong. On January 8th, 1935, which rock and roll legend was born in Tupelo, Mississippi? A second opportunity to answer the question before I give you the multiple choice answer. January 8th, 1935. Which rock and roll legend was born in Tupelo, Mississippi? James pops in with Chuck Berry, which is one of the multiple choice options. I, myself, did not know this until I performed at a club in Tupelo, Mississippi, where I learned it's a big deal in Tupelo who was born there. Here are your multiple choice options. Was it Johnny Cash? Was it Chuck Berry? Was it Elvis Presley? Or was it Jerry Lee Lewis? Which one was born on January 8th, 1935 in Tupelo, Mississippi? Robert's going to go with Chuck Berry. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. My ding-a-ling, my ding-a-ling. And Jessica? What is going on with her internet? Did you throttle her internet, James? Because she told you to stop picking on me, and you throttled her internet so she can't participate in a timely fashion? No change in your answer, dude. We're not going to wait on Jessica's answer because I am freezing. Moving on. Question number 6. On January 9th, 2007, which tech CEO introduced the first iPhone? Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, or Larry Page? Jessica finally pops in. She's going with Johnny Cash. January 9th, 2007, which tech CEO introduced the first iPhone? Was it Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, or Larry Page? Taney goes with Jobs. Popping over to the TikTok while I wait for your answers to arrive. And I'll tell you when Jobs pops up on TikTok. Just did. It just did. That's a delay. A delay on top of a delay. There's so many delays. Jessica goes with Jobs. Roberto? What you got there, Roberto? He moved to New Orleans and changed his name to Roberto. Not waiting. Billy Bob Thornton. Jobs. No, it was Ashton Kutcher. Jobs. Yeah, I agree. Jobs. Question number 7. Final question of the week. On January 10th, 1920, what international organization officially came into existence? January 10th, 1920, what international organization officially came into existence? Was it the United Nations, NATO, the League of Nations, or the Red Cross? That is not medium difficulty. That is a bit of a challenge. That is a question where either you know it or you do not know it. January 10th, 1920, which organization officially came into existence? I have my answer. Oh, I didn't give you options. Sorry. That's not correct, Robert, but that's funny. United Nations, NATO, the League of Nations, or the Red Cross? Jessica pops in with Red Cross. James pops in with Red Cross. Robert pops in with NATO. I believe, for some reason, it's the Red Cross. 1-10-20. I don't know why that sticks in my brain, but it's probably a wrong answer I've made in the past. It had to be Red Cross. Okay. 1-10-20. Answers, please. I type into the Google box. And here we go. Here are your answers. You keep your own score. If you gave an answer and then took it back, that doesn't count. Put an asterisk. That is not a true 7 for 7. Okay? Your first answer that you typed into the screen is the answer that counts when you're keeping your own score. Question number 1. For those who said Explorer 1, you were correct. Question number 2, for me and me only, it was Alcatraz. Because if you remember, and I emphasized it when I read the question, it said in San Francisco Bay. In. Question number 3 was Arizona. Question number 4, Iran. Question number 5 was Elvis Presley. Yes, he's a big deal in Tupelo, Mississippi. Question number 6 was Steve Jobs. And question number 7, League of Nations. I went 6 for 7. I'm happy, okay? I really wanted to go 7 for 7. I really wanted to go 7 for 7, but alas, poor York, it did not happen. And that's that. That is a supplemental to completion. I am glad I wasn't looking at this screen the entire time because I have nothing showing. I've heard I've got great sound. Everything's great, but there's nothing on the audio mixer where I should be seeing things bumping up and down, and that would have drove me nuts. So I'm glad I didn't see that. It's rigged. We're all losers. Get over your crap. Okay, all right. World War I, Claire Barton had to be Red Cross. Wrong. You are wrong. So wrong. You should... we're going to rename Arizona. 47, it's important to me. They can either give it to me or I'm going to take it. All right. We're wrapping it up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I look forward to my Sunday mornings with my favorite people. It's a good time. So I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Bruce sends her love. Next episode of the LUNSB Show will be posted when I post it. So there. LUNSB.